Did you know that Asheville is ranked the most dog-friendly city in America? Yeah, and that's why we're called Dog City, USA. It's earned, and we're very proud of it. We're very proud of it. And you can see it everywhere. But buying a home here with pets comes with massive hidden traps that often catch out-of-state buyers completely off guard. The brand new June 2026 Canopy MLS data shows that houses are sitting on the market longer, giving you an average of 76 days of negotiating room. But beyond just finding a house, you are moving directly into black bear country, and that may change your daily routine. Let's just say it often does. I'm O'Neill Scott with eXp Realty and your Asheville connection. And if you are planning a transition to Western North Carolina, today we are breaking down exactly how to share the area safely, protect your family, and find the home that actually works for your pets while also respecting nature that lives here so we can have nature and nurture for all. First, let's talk about land. Due to our rugged mountain terrain, a property listing might say it has a full acre of land. Yes, but 90% of it could be a steep 45-degree angle slope, and that's not uncommon. If you have a large breed dog that loves to run or fetch, a steep mountain drop off, even for a small dog, is practically useless. A true flat, fenceable yard commands a significant premium inside of Buncombe County. And do not trust raw acreage numbers blindly online. You have to look at the contour lines of the property, and I would highly recommend that you put feet on the ground and walk it. Next is the reality of living in bear country. As our local communities spread out, black bears and other wildlife, such as raccoons, possums, bobcats, cougars, snakes, voles, moles, fox, hawks, eagles. There's more, I'm sure of it. There's wildlife and it's abundant and it lives around us. And most of the time you don't see it, but it's there. As our local communities have spread out, this wildlife, they have learned how to live completely around humans. We've displaced them and they've just found ways. For instance, hibernation. You may end up having a bear living underneath of your back deck that you're going to want to be aware of and leave them alone. There's even people here that have bears that go into their basements for this season. And then they have wildlife people that will come around and check on them because oftentimes they're mamas and they got babies. So they check on and make sure everything's okay. And it just is an ongoing thing. So it's different here than it is for many places. And we, so they're not deeply in the woods. We're in the mountains, we're in a rainforest. And it's wonderful. And we are sharing this space with wildlife. And they will casually, I've seen them and they don't do it a lot downtown, but they'll casually walk through downtown. And then they'll go up a tree or something and go, oh my gosh, all this traffic. And then, end of the day, they make their way back out. But they're residents in our neighborhoods. In fact, the local bears are so smart. They've mapped out circuits that align perfectly with neighborhood trash days. And so another thing for you here is that you're going to want to either keep your trash indoors until trash morning or buy like a $500 bear-proof garbage can. There's a person in Florida. I'll see if I can't find her information. that if she lives in Florida, but she has bears down there too, and she sends you these bear straps that you hook on. You have to drill them on, but that you hook them onto your garbage can. So when the bears come over and they knock it down and pivot it and stamp on it and jump on it, that it won't open. So that's another good thing to know because otherwise you're going to be cleaning up after them all the time. And if you're going to be like that, then they're going to be a regular at your place. And the neighbors will not like you very much. So the bears are smart. So to coexist safely, you just need a bit of common sense and advice from animal loving locals. For example, you're not going to see many electronic invisible fences here because they're not going to keep the wildlife out, and but it will keep your pet in, and it can be very dangerous. They can be cornered and not much they can do. A solid physical fence is always a better practice. Make it tall, too. Also, lock your doors, both your vehicles and your home, your garage. Asheville Bears fully know how to open unlocked car doors and lever-style home handles and sliding doors for a snack. Keep your food inside. Stay present and alert when you are outdoors. Use a leash with your pets. We want to keep the wildlife wild and keep your pets completely safe. And you as well. You're going to see, I'm going to show you footage. I was visiting a friend. She lives on top of a mountain, and I parked in a little cul-de-sac, walked across the street, and was visiting her. And I was going to pop back out to the car for something, and there's a bear in the in the driver's seat going through the council, and there was a protein bar in there. There's a bear in the car. And she goes, stay on the porch, stay on the porch. And she brings on, those air horns. Use this, use this. And the bears just stop, stares. It's like it makes no move to come out. None. And the bears, they know this corridor. It's trash day. And they're going like, I smelled it and you didn't lock your door and I'm in here. And I'm like, oh, please don't shred everything. So then the bear did not leave. And so she went back in the house and she got pots and pans. And that air horn is now running out of air. And and the bear slowly comes out and now stands like defending, that's my car. You don't get it. And it's on all fours, staring straight at us. And bears can move really fast. I'm like, geez, do we have to get in the house? Of course, the house is all glass, but mm. So eventually, by banging on pots and pans, the bear slowly, over 5 minutes, slowly wandered off into the woods. So this is can be normal, and it was also preventable. And I went back the next week to visit again, and I knew to lock my door. And I go to the door and I come in and I said, "Oh, hey, are you doing something with your back seat out there? There's some stuff. The door's open. There's a whole bunch of stuff on the ground." They're going like, "Oh, bears!" Ran out there because normally they had the cars in the garage with the door shut. So bears are opportunists and they will protect that food. So just know that. Mm. Once you know the basic safety rules, Western North Carolina is absolute paradise for pet owners. There's things to know about the trails too. So when you're out there, pay attention because you're in the woods, and particularly when there's mama bears with cubs, because they're going to protect them. And if you've got a dog that's barking, you want to make sure that you're paying attention down the trail and looking in every direction and be ready to go back so that they can have their life and they feel safe, and you can too. So the paradise for pet owners, for dog owners specifically. There are endless dog bars, restaurants that you can go sit outside as long as you don't have to walk through the building. Some not so much because they've had situations happen like dog attacks. So don't assume that you can go to any restaurant that has outdoor seating The majority are a yes, but there are some that will not. And please honor that and don't give them a hard time. There are, okay, so there's pet welcoming businesses, the pet store, you bring your pets in them, of course, the typical Lowe's and the hardware stores, Home Depot, take them on through. And there's dog parks, there's swimming holes, there's a ton of dog day camps and dog events, dog hikes. The mountains to sea trails are wonderful. I had a place that I used to go to, and I didn't walk along the trail along the river. I walked through the river with the dogs, and that was a lot of fun too. So there's just so much to do. That you've got camping, the trails I mentioned, rivers to explore together. You've also got, so you got the mountains to seas. You've got all these other towns that also cater to things. Look at the events. There's a lot of professional dog events here and in the area, in case you're like a gamer. Really a lot of fun. But do keep in mind, tighter suburban developments or luxury gated communities inside the city limits often have strict rules regarding pet weights, breeds, or counts. So if you have multiple large animals or want freedom without rigid neighborhood restrictions, look a little bit further out for surrounding alternatives. Counties like Madison to the north or Haywood to the west offer more affordable acreage and country roads where your dogs have a lot more space and people are pretty chill and they still want you to be responsible for your dog. And that's a big deal here. There's laws are enforced. Pick up after your dog, leash laws, and tags. Tags. Make sure you have your tags. We also want to say that you do not want to leave food outside for your pets. If you have like no food, like you leave the dog out or the cats come and go, don't leave food outside because or in the garage. You can leave the door open because wild animals will get in. Raccoons are a big one. Raccoons, possums, bears for sure. And but if you also just pay attention when you connect with a vet, ask them about it. You can always ask me about it. And in fact, I'm gonna probably would love to meet you and your pets because I'm like a raving fan of dogs and people who love dogs. So there you go. Yeah, you're getting me. And there's one, I would give some other advice. There's some wonderful trails out there. And there's people that can be very irresponsible when they get out there. So one of the things that I recommend to the people that I work with is that when I see dogs coming, if it does, because you can assess pretty quickly, just step off the trail or size it up at a distance and decide you may have to go forward or go backwards or go sideways just to avoid any problems because they do happen. There's a lot of people that just go out there and the dog does whatever they want to do, and so do the people. But 90% of the people are wonderful and responsible and a delight. There's all kinds of life here. And it's a part of the wonder here and the beautifulness. We live in a rainforest and it houses many. A shout out to one of the vet practices that I really support for emergencies, and that is South Asheville Veterinary Emergency and Specialty Saves. It's called Saves, and the address is 1836 Hendersonville Road, and anytime by phone and text 828-210-8255. They are amazing. So compassionate, caring, talented, both with the dogs and with the humans. I can't say enough. I've been there many a time. Incidentally, I am a dog expert. I've been doing it for decades. So if I can be of assistance to you, let me know. And that there's some really great resources around here and a lot of fun places to enjoy with your pets. Navigating a major transition into a new market is a big step, but you don't have to guess your way through it. If you want to make sure your next home is perfectly set up for your lifestyle, your family, and your pets, reach out to me. Let's find the right pocket of Western North Carolina for you. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and see what is happening in our market next. And also subscribe to the newsletter. It talks about all kinds of events every single week. And I look for the dog ones. And I'll see you on the next tour.